Welcome back. In the last section, we were talking about the ego, and the major feature of the ego is this negative inner critic. It absolutely loves to keep score. So it's always keeping a scorecard on you, and you always end up with a terrible score. It always says that you are never good enough. Imagine how painful that is. You are always good enough. Remember, you're like that diamond under the pile of manure. You're born beautiful, perfect, and innocent. There's nothing wrong with you. We just have to do what? Get rid of all the crap. And what is the crap? The inner critic is the crap. Again, the problem posing is the solution. The inner critic makes you feel bad about yourself, and then it's the one that's supposedly going to make you feel better. But that's like beating yourself over the head with a hammer, and the hammer tells you, don't worry, I'll fix this. Never going to happen. So here's a strange concept. All mental pain is an internal conflict. It's you hurting and fighting you. There's a muscle building program. Used to be Charles Atlas, and you'd send in your 10 cents, which was a lot of money at the time. You'd send in your 10 cents, and you would get this kit. And it was basically a series of guides, and you would strengthen yourself, and people would never kick sand in your face again. That's old school. So that's back from the 70s and 80s and 60s even. But what was dynamic tension? You would say clasp your hands together and pull one muscle against the other, push one hand against the other, you know. It was one muscle against the other to strengthen both muscles. That's an internal conflict. You pushing against you. How do you beat something like that? If you don't want to push against you, how do you win? You quit. You quit. I want you to be a quitter. What you have to do is a lot of people, they come in therapy and say, well, what do I do to feel better? What do I do to solve this? I say it may be enlightenment. It may be what you stop doing. Okay? Are you good at quitting? Are you good at stopping? Can you at least do that? Okay? Every time you think a negative thought, I want you to do a wonderful thing. Stop. Every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, I want you to do a very relaxing thing. Stop. You know, the stop technique is huge. Just stop. My head hurts when I beat myself with a hammer. Put the hammer down. You don't see you hurting you. You think it's things outside of you. Let's go back to somebody calling you a jerk example. If I call you a jerk, that took me what? Half a second. Jerk, 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 jerk. Time me. I can do it really fast. So half a second, I get blamed for. You thinking about it for 3 days, okay, is 24 hours times 3. I can't do the math on that. It's like 72 hours. You get blamed for. Minus what? Half a second. So who's the real jerk? Who did most of the damage? Me or you? It was you. You kept repeating this anger over and over in your head. I can't believe he called me a jerk. Who does he think he is? How can he say these things? You know, why do people always have to say things like this? You know, I'm a good person. This shouldn't be happening to me. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, shut up. That is your ego, your inner critic, fighting with and hurting you. And you are so used to this kind of abuse in your mind because you never listened to it. You never realized it was you doing it. You thought this was a normal thinking pattern. And it is, if normal means common, typical, popular even. Healthy? Oh, hell no. Not even close. And this is why people suffer. So, until you beat this inner voice, it will continue beating you. And I mean that almost literally. It will whip you like an ugly stepchild. It will just tear you down, okay? It'll hit you over and over and over. It has no lack of bile and venom. It will come after you again and again and again. That's why I'm saying, take the Zen course, learn how to shut this thing down. You literally can't live your life until you get control of this. Now, I'm going to show you something, and it's going to be kind of a paradoxical, kind of works both ways. This is a pretty sick mind. It's got fear and doubt and guilt and neurosis and resentment, and it's worrying about the past, and feels bad about the past and sweating the future, and it's envious and it worries all the time, and it's got remorse and it's petty and blah 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 blah. This is one sick mind. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Second thing I'm going to tell you is this is extremely normal, and this is everybody. Everybody has all these things going on like all the time. This is how sick the human mind is. Why? That defect, that metacognition, that phenomenon of ego and that inner critic is causing all of this stuff. You shouldn't have to be fearing things. You shouldn't have to be doubting things. You shouldn't be feeling bad about things. You shouldn't be worried about what other people think. You shouldn't have resentments. The past should be just a pleasant memory. The future should be a joyous approach. The envy shouldn't even exist. That's true ego. The worry shouldn't exist. What's going to happen will happen. The remorse shouldn't be there. It's over. The pettiness, why be petty anyways? That doesn't even make any sense. Only to a sick mind does that make sense. Guess what? Everybody has a sick mind. You have to heal yourself. You have to shut this down. So, we're going to come back to this concept periodically. It's one of the major reasons why people do the things they do, and especially why they feel the way they feel. So I want you to know that this is not abnormal. You are very normal. Only when it's wildly excessive is it abnormal. If it is, get therapy. This is not a therapy session. Seek help. Even if you don't have a lot of challenges. One of my mottos when I was a therapist was you don't have to be sick to get better. So I had regular therapy and I had basically personal coaching, depending upon what level of dysfunction you had. We're all dysfunctional. I, as your therapist, have dysfunctions, okay? I'm just more functional than you, so I try to take you at least halfway between where I am and you are. Doesn't mean I'm 100% functional, okay? I just have a lot of good information, right? So if you need the extra help, be sure and go out and get it. Okay, that's it for this section. I hope you learned some good concepts here. This was a little bit shorter because the last one was a little bit longer. And we're going to move into the next section, and you're going to learn even more. You will be amazed. Take care, and I'll see you soon.